Come on, then.
All right. Hello and welcome to End-to-End Football Podcast. I'm here, your host today. It's Double R as always. Let me introduce my friends with me. Kuda, how you doing?
Not bad at all. Not bad at all.
Good. And Sean, what are you saying?
Standard, you know me. All good, as always.
Good. Excellent.
This standard thing is getting like so annoying, innit? Man's just there like, my team is elite, innit?
I mean, at least it's getting annoying to you. I've been dealing with this for a long time. So, it is what it is, bro. It is what it is. But we move.
Can't even say that, man.
All right. So, let's talk about the shocking result of the weekend, surely. Conte special. Cooked up some Italian masterclass football with Tottenham beating City 3-2. Guys, how did you see that? How did you see that game? Except for you, Sean. Sorry, not guys. Kuda, how did you see that game?
Boy, you know what, yeah? Before we go into my favorite bits of that game right at the end, I mean, if you're Man City, boy, you're going to be vexed with that here because they were the better team. You watched that whole 90 minutes here. They were the better team, you know what I mean? Had more chances, controlling the tempo, controlling the vibes, all that kind of stuff. But boy, oh boy, them counter attacks, boy, and the way the mood that Kane was in, boy, Citizen Kane, the irony, like that. Absolutely peak. I mean, this guy's passing, for a striker, it's kind of silly. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. He's there doing some parallel deep line passes, like, you know what I mean? Straight through to it. Some of them were kind of spammed, though, because there's so much space, you could almost overhit them. But then obviously with City, you can't overhit them too much because Edison is mad quick as well. And him, Son, yeah, man, they were on it, way. They were on it. It was like a surprise sort of against the run of play sort of lead in the beginning, wasn't it? Did they go 2-0 up? They got disallowed, or is it 1-1?
It was 1-1.
No. Lloris. Then of all the good play that, Man City were doing, it had to come from an error, innit?
Lloris does that. I think he does that at least once every month. I even think Spurs are used to it now. Then again, he did do it in the last game as well, didn't he? Against Wolves, where he basically palmed the ball right into the striker.
Yeah.
So
this is why Lloris will never be in my elite goalkeepers. It's too frequent with the mistakes. You know what I mean? Sometimes the Spurs
white wall over there.
Huh?
Showing us the white wall,
like that. Minor things. You know what I mean? But yeah.
Man swinging around, I forgot.
getting too comfortable. We're getting too comfortable. But yeah, now Lloris will never be like, be like a levels keeper for me. He's just mid-tier keeper, in my opinion.
We said that a couple of podcasts ago, didn't we?
Yeah, man.
Like last season or the season before, we're like, there's always something about him that doesn't put him in the top range. He's always like just good, not brilliant, just good. And these big games like this, I mean, it didn't cost them anything, luckily enough. But yeah, it doesn't help.
He made some good saves within the game, though.
Yeah, but
that is true. Yeah, that's true.
Dead keepers make. Good saves as well, isn't it?
Are they standard goalkeeping saves or are they good saves?
Like some of them was good saves. Don't do that.
Oh no, I'm asking a question. I just throw the question out there.
But the thing is, I get what you're saying about the mistakes, but some keepers do make mistakes, but they still get classified as world class with some keepers. I'm not mentioning any names, but I'm just.
But then those keepers, even if they make mistakes, their overall game shows you that they were. I'm not talking about De Gea, by the way, but just even other keepers that make mistakes. You know what I mean? That are still considered to be better than Lloris. Lloris overall, his overall game for me just doesn't scream big boy keeper in the world. Do you know what I mean? He's not even in my top 10 in the world.
He would get easily
name for a guy that's won the World Cup.
Yeah, bro. And this is the man that exactly. But I can easily name 10 keepers that are better than him, comfortably. Yeah, I mean,
in the Premiership or in the world.
In the world, I might even push Premier League. Do you know what I mean? But that could push it, man.
Probably not 10.
I could probably do it.
Probably not 10.
He's washed, bro. Anyway, it's not a Larry's podcast anyway. It's ain't a Larry's podcast. He's a World Cup winner and whatever. Yeah, so that's it. That's his little comeback in it. But he's kind of dead. He's kind of dead.
So,
but yeah.
Do you think Conte got it spot on, all his tactics spot on, or do you think Man City had their pants pulled down, or do you think that they just weren't on it? Maybe they were tired.
Call me a hater, yeah. And this is coming from a Madrid fan. You know what I mean? Who is you know what I mean? I can't wait to to cuss Pep, yeah, but I'm not gonna do it, yeah, because I think it's overrated. I think Conte, yes, they come out on top, yeah. But I can't look at this game and say it was some tactical masterclass. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not like you shut them out, is it?
It was they were clinical.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With the chances they got, they were very clinical. And Man City were extremely wasteful. Extremely wasteful, you know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I think that game, you play that game again. How many times does it come out with Tottenham on top, man? You know what I mean? I think it was their day. You know that some days you just say it's your day, bro.
Yeah.
The man there could have been playing out there for another 20 minutes, or they tried to add 20 minutes at the end as well.
They tried. And that fourth official looks very suspect the way he felt.
Exactly. They couldn't score. They couldn't score, and they ended up conceding, which was absolutely hilarious. You know what I mean? Because when they were crying when they got the penalty, and then the penalty wasn't enough, and they threw, like any Pep team love to cry to the referee. Oh my God. Yeah. Everyone was right. They got the penalty already, you know. Rushing to the ref, wanting the red card, and it's like, really? A red card for that? Come on, man.
But you know what? Shouldn't the man they have been booked for calling for the red card?
Yeah, a couple of them. Yeah, you can get booked. Unfortunately, it's up to the referee if he feels like he's being disrespected or being.
Right. Let me ask you a question. Yeah. Aggressive. Do you think the penalty was a penalty, or do you think it was a bit harsh?
And I always think the handball was harsh. Now, for me personally, I know it's like that's what they do now. They're given now, but just as an opinion, I always think a lot of them penalty ones are mad harsh, bro. Do you know what I mean? Especially, unless if you're really purposely blocking a cross or shot on goal, some of them it's like, bro, the where your hand is and where the guy headed it or crossed it, whatever, the distance is mad. And it's like, it's an unnatural position. And the replays always make it worse. If you notice, the full-time play could be just a man done that, or just move like this. And the replay is all like man's like consciously, like, you know what I mean? Like he's there thinking about every millisecond that is, you know what I mean? Every little centimeter that he's moving his hand, like, I'm putting that on purpose. And the replay is just mad. They'll play it just as the ball is hitting, and the ref will just look at it. That whole referee going to the screen thing, they should just scrap that, because every time he goes to the screen, the ref gives the pen.
9 times out of 10, he gives it. He gives it.
You know what? When I looked at it, I said to me, that is mad harsh. Because if you look at it, he was diving. He's diving with his hand like this because he's trying to block his face. But the man's pinged it at him, and it's clapped him in his hand, and he gave the penny. And you know what?
And they wanted a red card.
They wanted a red card. Yeah. I'm glad they lost this game, bro.
See, I'm just gonna be a stickler to rules, because we've been punished for these rules. It's less than 5 yards. The guy's arm is like there, and he gets smashed across, and they're like, "Oh, you have to give it." So because we've had to deal with it, everyone has to deal with it. So follow the rules. It's a penalty. Do I think it's harsh? I think a lot of these penalty calls are harsh.
Yeah, mad harsh.
A lot of them are harsh.
Right? Call me bitter, yeah, but I remember last season, Madrid away to Valencia, lost the game like 3-1 or something, gave away 3 penalties, handballs in one game. And they were all like that.
I remember that, but I can't remember.
Apart from the Ramos one.
There were a lot of them.
Every time Ramos gives away a penalty, and my fan eyes will lie to me and say, nah, that's harsh. And then you just see the replay, Ramos just doing a madness. You're like, this guy, blood. This is definitely a penalty, because his handball was wild. He slapped the ball, but the other 2 were just silly. Absolutely silly. The guy's just like right next to you, just hoof the ball, hit and hope. You know what I mean? Like, some of them with the hand by the sides. You know what I mean? But anyway, on to my favorite moment of that game. Obviously, Pep running around, you know what I mean? That just gives me shades of Xavi and Pedro and Busquets and them, man, they're running at the ref, like wanting people to get sent off. You know what I mean? They get their penalty. everyone's hopping around thinking, yeah, we're back in this. And then Kane again, boy. With that, you should have signed me header. Oh my lord!
You know what? That was literally going to be my next question, right? Bearing in mind how many chances they missed, how many chances they tend to miss during the season as well. Is this game just a reminder that they should have just paid up for him?
100%.
Or is it one where they just go, maybe he's still on the downer? Because it's not like he's had a great season anyway. But
he's picked up though. The last few weeks he's picked up for. But
yeah. Is this a game that reminds them what they actually should have been paying for? Because if Kane is doing what he's doing with Mahrez and Sterling and the way he's passing, coming in and being a false nine, what Man City would be right now if they had signed him and just paid up the money.
Yeah, that's a bit of a silly question because if you think about it logically, yeah, didn't they go and sign Jack Grealish for 100 million? Of course they should have signed him. What's Jack Grealish done?
Bro, just holding bench.
And they're in desperate need. They haven't got a
Jack Grealish is doing what Pogba gets accused of, in haircut and vibes. Man said bare haircuts, blood.
The silence of this
But I still believe he'll be a success, but I don't believe he's what they need or what they need.
They didn't need him. But you know why Paul Pogba gets the flack as well?
That is not a Pogba thing, by the way.
It's not a Pogba thing, but you see, the thing is, because Man City are winning anyway, he just goes under the radar. You see, the minute United lose, they need someone to blame, and he's going to get the finger because he is who he is, you understand? Even though it's not his fault, it is what it is.
I mean, I 100% agree with that, to be honest. Yeah, they're going to pick up the most expensive players. I mean, of course, they pick the most expensive one rather than the second most expensive. That usually causes the problem. But we digress, so we're not going to go into that. But I have to say, though, for 100 million man, I haven't heard Graham Sooner says, well, they paid 100 million for him. He has to do this every game. I haven't heard any of those comments like that. That's why I do find it shocking. But yeah, they should have gone for Harry Kane. And I think this game was a slap.
What about long term, though? What about long term? Because how old is Harry Kane now?
Harry Kane would have done them well for about 3 seasons.
100. Whereas, let's say they pay up for Haaland. Okay, hold the pain for this year. Spend 75 million euros on Haaland.
I actually don't think Haaland suits their system.
I'm just saying though, but like as a long-term thing,
it's weird. I don't think Haaland suits their system, right?
I mean, I can see the logic behind that, but
yeah, they need a striker.
He's a gunman, though,
hold the ball up and play football as well. Haaland is just let me go get goals. He's Lukaku, but younger and Danish or whatever he's from. I can't even remember. Sorry, he's a goal scorer.
I am not having this Lukaku take. Because I've got corn for Lukaku as well in this thing. Yeah, it's like
I've got loads. I'm waiting for him.
I am not comparing Haaland to Lukaku. Yeah. I mean, Haaland, he's still got a question mark over him because of the Bundesliga tax. We should never forget the Bundesliga tax, innit? You know what I mean? True. That should always be there. But many a man have looked sick in that league and come out, and it's been a bit peak here. So
looking real. You
know what I mean? But I hear you. The problem, yeah. Because thinking about it, yeah. Imagine if they drop. If Liverpool, actually, you know what? This is what I'm going to say. If they get away with winning the league, then they've got away with it, not signing Harry Kane. Yeah, but if Liverpool come back and win this league, you have to look at that not signing Kane situation. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
As being like the sort of killer moment. You know what I mean? Because yeah, it's peak anyway. It is what it's all about. Spurs though, from a Spurs perspective, what does this result mean, really?
Well, they've got 3 games in hand to United. Well, whoever's in 4th spot. I'm going to say United for now, right? And they've got 39 points. So, I mean, even if they win those 2, they still come up as a what? Where do they come up? They're still outside of the top 4. But if they do win at least 2 of those, they can, do some damage. They win all 3, they basically take top 4 with them and Arsenal. So they're in a good position. Are they going to maintain it though? Because it's easy to. I think it's easier to pump up players for a big game like City than it is to pump them up for a smaller game.
And Star Wars as well.
That's where they're losing.
they can't play counter attack against everybody, innit?
Yeah, and I
How
think
many
that's
teams
what
really
they're
can
losing
they?
this season.
How many teams in the league can they play like this against?
3. Because I think if they're playing United, they'll come out their shell. Playing West Ham, they'll come out their shell. Arsenal will come out their shell. Only Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City can play like this.
The thing is,
don't know if they have any of them left.
City Tottenham puts them in a good position because the rest of the teams that are above them, they're unpredictable. They will win this week and go and lose next week, or go and draw that week after and draw again and draw again. So it puts Tottenham in a good position to battle out for that 4th spot, because I think that's just where that's the ceiling for them. It's the 4th spot. They're in a battle there with Arsenal, and who else is around them? United.
Yeah, I mean, I think I think they have the worst form though. Was it 3 loss? Well, it was 2 wins and 3 losses.
Well, this was going to be the 4th loss in it if we lost, but obviously it was like.
So I think as you said, it does put them in the battle because no one seems to want to grab this 4th spot and hold it solid. So it puts them in it, and maybe they're capable of doing it. At least they're in the mix. That's the best thing. At least they're in the mix.
Yeah.
That's all you can do.
So, but let's since you mentioned top 4, I mean, you guys, on paper, this should be your sport on paper, really, considering the money spent, all that kind of stuff. Do you know what I mean? I mean, if of all the teams that are vying for this top spot, if you don't make it, that's the biggest disaster.
What's that? Unquestionably, from second to not even getting in the top 4, yeah. And
unquestionably, the biggest disaster out of all of them teams there. You guys not finishing with Ronaldo in your team, despite performances. But Varane, Sancho is starting to cook now, and not finish top 4. Yeah, that's mad. That's mad.
Well, I ain't starting this part with no negativity. Sorry, don't know what's going on with you, mate.
All right, Pharaoh double R, boy.
Get me? I'm out here to enjoy my win. Get me? Leeds. You thought, you're gonna come back. Your 10-minute spell. Thought you're gonna get some points. Yeah?
Was that 54 seconds, isn't it?
Battle, bro. Get out of here. That way. Whatever. Get out of here, bro. You let this guy score from a corner. All right, that's enough.
How many corners is that if T finally scored?
So 140 corners and 1 goal.
What?
140 corners, 1 goal.
Nah.
140 corners. Yo, that's wild, man.
I'm not gonna lie. This game, I don't know. The Man United that we're seeing, because we haven't lost in 6 games, but all 6 games have exactly the same pattern. We seem to start well in the first half. We look like we're going to cruise control. Second half, falls apart. The only good thing about this game, but I don't know if it's because of leagues more than anything else, although it did happen the last game as well with Brighton. I think they did come out a little bit better in the second half. Is we managed to pick it back up at some point in the half. So I don't know if that's because leagues blew out of steam or we just, made the right changes and then we just took the game. God, Pogba, Jesus. First half, balling out of control. Balling.
For that transfer, right?
Passing, dribble. Yeah, and we might enjoy this because I don't think he's signing a contract and staying. So that's Sancho has, taken the opportunity arisen to him by the gap that's been left by obviously Greenwood, the situation that's happening. He is actually taking advantage of the situation and completely dominating, and he's probably one of our best attackers at this precise moment. Mm-hmm. What I really like about him is he's intelligent. Not everything just run into players, run into corners, try and take a shot that it doesn't belong. Like, he's actually really intelligent in terms of the way he controls the ball, thinks about what he's going to do, and releases the ball at the right time. I think he got 2 assists today. One with Fred and one with Bruno. Bruno's actually changed as well. He's not as wild as he has been on, especially on the. He's not as wild. Still, sometimes get caught up.
He's definitely been tamed a little bit.
Yeah, but you know, just him being reeled back. Now we're seeing a better version of him. It's still a little bit more left, but
do you know why he's been tamed? Because he's got his mate up top that's going to be shouting in his face if he does that short side policy, bro.
I thought that was going to happen in the beginning of the season, but what happened was Bruno was doing the running that Ronaldo doesn't want to do. But I think Radnick has really controlled that and said, bro, you need to be in this area, midfield area. Even if Ronaldo doesn't want to run and close down people, leave him over there. But you know what? I liked it. I mean, it was also fun, to be honest. Wan-Bissaka was back instead of Dalot. I think that was a good choice because with the way that the speed was going. Nah, not even close. But yeah, with the way the game was going, slide tackling, the wet pitch, it was perfect for Wan-Bissaka. Absolutely perfect. He's still very, very, very clumsy going forward because there's sometimes he control the ball and you don't know what he was actually thinking before he controlled the ball. But you know what? Kudos to him. He played well. Yeah, let's be positive. Harry Maguire, captain, scores a goal. I have to say, I don't know which one. I think the celebration was way better than the goal because that long ass slide on his knees he did with a nice turning around at the end so you could see his name. Performance was average though. Lindelof,
I don't ever want to hear chef's kiss with anything to do with Maguire.
The celebration was brilliant. The celebration was brilliant. Bro. I didn't say anything about the goal, just the celebration, not his performance.
Just you can turn like a normal human on a celebration, but you can't turn in the game. Like what?
Oh yeah, man. I do think we're lucky that McTominay stayed on the pitch. You know, I do find watching football is really interesting sometimes because I watched that whole game and I thought I was thinking McTominay is the one that was coming off, not Pogba, and he stayed on. And now I'm all over Twitter. There, everyone going, "Oh, he gets it. He's the guy. He's the best performance." And I'm sitting there thinking, he only won 28% of his duels. He didn't win a lot of tackles. He didn't. He lost the ball like 19 times. And for defensive mid, losing the ball 19 times, like you're an attacking player, that's actually worrying. Because who were you passing to that you lost the ball? Because I don't see you spraying the ball long and starting attack. So very confusing. And I think 6 fouls, 3 of them were really worthy of yellow cards. Fair enough, I will let him go on the tackle in the first half where it wasn't really much of a tackle. He kind of headbutted the player by accident. Let that one slide by.
Shaw's face.
It was accidental though, isn't it? It was accidental. There's nothing you could have done about it. It was accidental.
Dangerous play, mate. Rules are rules.
Completely accidental. Like it was so accidental. Even the referee looked at it, didn't even call it at first. It was accidental. It's a really bad luck on the player and obviously clashing into heads because he's not like he stuck his head there to headbutt the guy. It was accidental. Well, yeah. Look, we got the points. Like I said, unbeaten in 6.
It's Leeds, though, isn't it?
You need it.
I mean, Leeds kind of.
Yeah, that's the thing. It is Leeds. I think
if you guys could play Leeds every week, yeah, you'd be.
Yeah, they're 15th. They've won 2, lost 3, drawn 1. They're not exactly on the best run either.
And the way they play
unbeaten in 6 in all competitions, yeah.
No, just unbeaten 6 in the Prem. 2 wins, 2 draws, and then 2 wins.
No, yeah. I'm not gonna lie, Abbas. I'm not really interested in the match or anything like that. Yeah, the most interesting United related anything right now for me is your manager's quote. Your manager's quotes this week. Your manager's quotes this week.
Oh, you know what? I have an idea what you're about to mention, and it's funny because I didn't.
That's the funniest thing to me, yeah. Like because my man basically said, I don't know what Fletcher's doing here, and Mick Fillin. Man said Mick Fillin just turns up and boy, I don't do nothing. He's not in the training thing. He basically just said Mick Fillin is just here, fam, for vibes.
So that's, by the way, that's 2 players or 2 coaches that are here for vibes. Because Darren Fletcher's title is technical director. He has no business being on the sidelines or coaching or joining in training like he has been for the last season. I have no idea how he's got a job, how he's got a title, and why he's there.
from when the manager doesn't even know why my man's here, and he said, "Oh well, he's just here when I just let him." What is he doing? What's he called? The Arteta thing, yeah, just handing out the cones and that in training. But at least he's handing out cones.
Here's the thing:
from what Ralph said, Phelan is not even involved in the training. So what's Phelan doing?
Yeah. This is why I laugh about it, because if they were at least putting out cones or handing out water or something, they will be useful. The fact that they're not there at all, and then they just come to games and just. If anyone has any, there's a lot of fans that are complaining about the hierarchy of the club. Those are two examples of why there's an issue, because they've been there since Ole, and no one knew what they were doing then, and then no one knows what they're doing now.
But so we'll conclude. Let's
I can take this off now, man. My God, it was tight.
Exactly. Let's conclude the United thing. I'm going to ask you one question, one word answer, yeah? Not a long thing, yeah? Right. Manager, I'm going to give you the options. Manager for next season. Ralph, Poch, Ten Hag, or other, whoever your other is.
Ten Hag.
All right. Anyway, let's move. Sean, what are you saying? Norwich. 1-0 down in there. What was you thinking at that moment?
It's only a matter of time.
I don't know. Get this guy off the pod.
That's nonsense. Did you watch the game? It was tight, bro. It was tight when they scored a goal.
What do you mean it was tight, bro?
That was a matter of time situation, boy. I ain't gonna lie.
It's a matter of time, bro.
The men are always gonna get cooked, bro. Like, yo.
At Anfield as well, bro.
Yeah.
You know them things there. You know my team is different from your team. I know what my teams are.
You know what? I don't have admin control because I definitely would have dropped you out for that. Just for that.
I said the yay is different, you know.
Of course, 100%. Come on, bro.
The yay is different.
I ain't gonna lie. I was shocked when I see them go 1-0 up, but big deflection on the goal.
Yeah, that deflection was nasty, man. Jeez.
Yeah, just wrong-footed Alisson, but my man Mane off the back of the Africa Cup Nation win, come back with the bicycle kick, lovely jubbly.
Oh, it was nice. Yeah. That was nice.
Yeah, bro. And then it was good to see
that ball from your keeper, boy.
Oh yeah, the assist.
Yo, route one, boy.
Huh? The route one, but you know what? Some players, some players from other teams, he can't even catch an assist, and our goalkeeper's catching them. Lovely, bro. Thinking, yeah.
Boy, I don't think them teams there, bro. Their goalkeeper distribution, boy. They had certain man shouting at them for the way the keeper was distributing the ball in that game.
Hey, Pogba was not happy.
It's so mad. And other keepers are doing assists, bro. They can't even get a keeper that finds one of their own players.
in his own half. I just want to throw that in there too.
Exactly. Yeah, it's so bad there. Yeah, and the Henderson assist, boy, that was sweet.
Bruv, don't want to hear no one talk about Henderson again, bruv. He done his stuff that game.
His form has been a bit meaty this beginning.
It has been at times. It has been at times.
But he's come back though. Like
yeah.
Inter game, he came in second half. He had a good impact in that game.
Yeah, but he brings the energy in that. I mean, sometimes people just say we're whatever in it, but bloody needs to be in the team when he's there, when he's ready, when he's playing on form. I mean, Luis Diaz, we
look like a glove, innit?
Oh, mate.
That's annoying for your rivals, but just watching man sign, man, the man just looks like he's been playing in Liverpool the whole time. He just blends in, bro.
I think I called it on the podcast saying that he looks like he's gonna be a good fit with Jesus.
Mate,
sometimes I wish I was right. Open my mouth.
Yeah. So mad still.
He does.
He
does.
How much assist you got for this season? But you know what?
7.
Like,
There's no
He's in the top 5.
Top 5.
Sean, you look up in the table. Don't pay attention to what's going on down there, bro.
You know, I don't like to get involved in them type of shenanigans, but you know when the man pipes up, I have to.
You thought Pogba wasn't doing nothing this season. You stop it.
No, to be honest, I asked you how much is but right, double R. Let's not be silly now, yeah. If I wanted to be petty, I gotta say how much has our defenders got and how much has Pogba got. That's if I were to be petty, but I'm not even. I'm saying it now because.
See, now you're gonna make me check because I swear he's top 3 in assists, but
who?
Wait, whoa. Whoa.
Double check now.
Where's he gone?
Don't worry, he's coming.
I can't even. Where
flipped it,
do I go to check?
Yeah, but as I was saying, Luis Diaz, that was a sweet finish, mate. He looked like he's been playing for us for a while. It looks like he's going to be a diamond in the dirt, boy.
And he looks like he's a problem as well, bro. Just causes mad havoc. Even when he's not like, you know, I mean, doing stuff. He's doing that Suarez thing. You know, Suarez just being annoying, bro. just running at you.
On you. Yeah.
What I like about him as well, it doesn't matter what foot he's on. It doesn't seem like it matters. Yeah. He can go left, he can go right.
Well, what I've seen of him, it's like he might be decent in the air as well, bro.
Yeah. All right, guys, carry on. Give me 1 sec.
No, I was just waiting to see who's top assists.
Let me have a look at that. What else do you think about the game other than you were bound to come back?
You know what? It was just good to get the win because especially with City losing, mate, it's just opened the title race back up. Yeah, go on, run it.
You know the worst thing is, yeah, because I see his face stay away. And then the second one's Mo Salah as well. So what is it? 10 for Trent, 9 for Mo Salah, 8 for Pogba. You know, I just realized who's actually there. You got 3 players in the top 5. You know that?
I know.
Robertson is 8 as well. Oh,
I know that. This is what I'm saying to you.
You know what? Bruno's 6 though. Thank God.
Yeah, but the thing is, you see, when you said that, I knew straight away Trent was on top.
No, but no, it's the conversation. It's the comment saying that Pogba will do that. Pogba does that. He does those passes too. And yes, we do shut up because we don't talk about Pogba much, except when he's negative. And that's the truth. We talk too much about him in negative. Saying that, well, I'm not gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I looked at that game and I was shocked they took the lead. No doubt the lead, it was a deflection anyway. So I thought, I did think Norwich were a bit brave. I think they were too brave. I think they were too brave.
But the thing is, you know what it is? You see with Norwich, they're at the bottom in it. They're gonna have to go for it. Because there's no point in trying to be cautious about the thing or trying to defend and whatnot. You just have to go for it because you're gonna go.
My thing is, with them being too brave, it lets someone like Thiago have all the space in the world, and that is the last thing you want if you want playing football. Is having that guy have space and time on the ball, pick it up. By the way, he's good under pressure anyway. So it's just.
But don't get me wrong. Norwich had some good opportunities as well. Pukki had a good couple of opportunities.
Yes, he did. Yeah, he did. Well, yeah, exactly. He wasn't clinical, and that's the another issue. They need to find someone clinical. Pukki was clinical the first time he came to the Prem, but he's not been the same since.
Nice. Yeah, he's had his he's had his moment, boy. You know what I mean? He had his moment and came back, and then now it's just like, you know what I mean? But Liverpool seem to give people chances. The smaller teams. Then you see them in the big game, and man ain't really giving people chances. It's like they're toying with man. What is up with your team, bro?
It's like they want to see God try and score, innit? Let's see how far you get.
Yeah, it's a bit mad over there. But
sometimes you see as you're saying, you see with the smaller teams, sometimes they look a bit shaky. But you know what it is, you see, because the teams sit back so deep. Once they catch them on a counter, Liverpool have got a very high line.
Yeah, your line is high. Oh, that line will make me sweat, boy. I know you cover it nicely, but hey, that must give you heart attacks at times, boy. That line, boy. Oh my days. Especially you got the team with the fast Donny, boy. Oh, it's long. It's long, boy. But yeah, man. What are we saying, man? Should we move on to actually. So how are you feeling now, boy? Is it 3 points now, yeah? Or you still
we got a game in hand on Wednesday against Leeds, so if we
win that, it's 3 points, yeah.
It's 3 points, and we've got to play City again. So hopefully, I'm not saying that we're going to, but it's a possibility.
But at least it's looking like it's actually a title race now because it was kind of looking like it's a possession.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny because when I look at the gap now, I'm sitting there thinking there was a lot of heads, a lot of people that pretty much wrote the season off. when it was like 7-8 points, and I was like, why did we think it was like written off that soon?
Maybe it was the
games in hand as well. So yeah, I don't know where this came from. So now it's a title race. That is definitely a title race.
Oh mate, it's
I would even still think Chelsea, if they really could get their act together, could possibly even sneak into it.
To be honest, I don't know how. I'm not 100% sure on Chelsea. Chelsea are a good team, but it's a striking situation that lets them down.
You know what? Yeah, Chelsea, they are obviously comfortably the third best team in the league. But for me, but I'll put them closer to battling with the top 4 man than the title, bro. They could get dragged into that top, not really, but like, you know what I mean, where they have to like look over their shoulder. You know what I mean? Because if you look at the game in hand, like Arsenal, for example, even Tottenham, if they win, they're within like touching distance of Chelsea.
They're 1 point away from them.
You know what I mean? Like,
right?
It's crazy, bro. And the way, boy, Lukaku and their man is playing, boy.
I hear what you're saying, but
they go ahead of them. Sorry, my maths is off. They go ahead of them by 1 point. But they win all 3.
You see the Chelsea manager, you don't usually get it wrong in the big games.
Yeah,
that's true.
But that's the issue. The big games. You know what I mean? All the little games, boy. You know what I mean? You see, be a bit more consistent. Because he's in he's in the cup finals, still in every cup, winning everything. You know what I mean? All the big games. He just needs to manage these smaller teams, you know. And speaking of smaller teams, let's just move on to my boys here, Crystal Palace. You know what I mean? Again, I'll give Chelsea some slack. Obviously, they came from the Club World Cup, wherever it was, Abu Dhabi, whatever it is. They flew from there. So there's obviously some jet lag or whatever you want to call it. But it wasn't exactly a convincing performance. You know what I mean? When we played them at Stamford Bridge, that was a convincing performance. They washed Palace, like fully washed Palace comfortably. This one, you know what I mean? If Zaha was actually a finisher, you know what I mean? You could have got a result out of that game. You know what I mean? But for me, we can't look past Lukaku. 7 touches.
In 19 minutes.
In the whole game, 7 touches. That's
100 million, man.
And he had 2 touches in the first half, one of which was the kickoff. Nah. Ties. Bro.
I just have to say, because he's an ex-United player and the mouth that he had throughout his whole time at United and the way people talked him up when he was coming back to Chelsea, and I'm enjoying it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm enjoying it. I'm just enjoying it. I don't normally enjoy like people that, that is harsh. Yeah, that's probably true as well. That's probably true. Like normally I don't really have this much fun. Like I have nothing even against him really, but I really am enjoying it because all the commentators that came out saying United should never let him go, blah blah blah. He's the world-class striker, blah blah blah. Talk now. But
you see when he was at Euro, he was still getting 20 goals a season, though, isn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean, he got one. Yeah, I think 2 seasons. I think 2 seasons he broke 20. And then the last season, he actually was second top scorer in the end. And Pogba was top scorer. I said I have nothing really against him, but when you try and talk to people about his limitations, it's like they don't want to listen until it's time to make fun of him. So when I see this 100 million price tag, I was just like, if you didn't watch him in Italy, he was pretty much the same player, right? Italy is just better because he's physically perfect for it. Can dominate completely.
I saw a compilation, where they were showing online, where they were showing his partnership with Lautaro Martinez. Yeah, like, I check this partnership. Literally, the whole compilation was them in counterattacks. I was like, bro, do you know what I mean? In transition, you got loads of space to you know what I mean, to get to your other striker if you're in transition. You know what I mean? Show me your combinations when you know what I mean when the defense is set.
Well, exactly. You saw that that in Champions League. You saw that in the Champions League last season when they had to deal with some decent defenses that wouldn't give them space. Nothing. So for me, the only enjoyment I get out of this is just knowing that this was always possibly going to happen anyway. Don't get me wrong, I didn't think it'd be this bad because 7 touches. He must well not been.
This is worse than anyone thought.
All right, you know,
I thought you'd have been on at least like 7, 8 goals by now. You know what I mean? I didn't think he was going to be that big, but boy, it's mad.
Let me play devil's advocate here. What if the Chelsea team's not feeding him, not supplying him? Is he getting supplied enough?
That's another thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 50-50 on this. There was a great analysis on Match of the Day about it, right? Anyone else watched the game would see it too. In the beginning, yes, sometimes you feel that they're not looking for him straight off the bat, but then you have to ask your question, why? Why do they seem to skip him in the build-up play? Because of his first touch. It's not always that good. It's not reliable. But then when it gets into the box now, so Lukaku will come and show, or he will show down the line. Sometimes they don't feed him, fine. But then when it gets into when the play's actually now got into the box, Lukaku's run is useless. He's usually staying in the back post area where whoever's crossing the ball or whoever's attacking the ball now has to find the ball that beats 2 centre-backs to get to him. He's not making a run across the line or anything like that.
But do you think Lukaku's not physical enough to challenge in the air? Like, let's just say, like Kane, for instance, the goal that he scored at City, where he out-jumped Kyle Walker.
Again,
Lukaku can't do that?
He can, but you're trying to tell players that maybe don't even cross like that. We've seen all season, they don't cross like that anyway. I think Reece James is their best crosser, and he's out for the season.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, Alonso, don't get me wrong. Okay, against this game, Alonso put 1 deep cross, but even then, who's going to mention this, right? You would have expected the left back to clear that anyway. So that's the example of their crossing ability.
But then another thing to that, I'll add to that, yeah. It's problem with Lukaku. Lukaku doesn't play to all his physical attributes. Yeah, he does the whole back to goal thing, using his body, rolling man, like that. Mm-hmm. He loves that move, yeah. But in terms of being in the box and attacking headers, he doesn't really utilize that. As big as he is, he doesn't play to that. You know what I mean? In his head, I think he thinks he's some small, small, quick striker. Yeah. That's for counter. That's how he plays the game.
Either that or instead of being hurt, because he should be flying into headers.
Because you look at him,
maybe he doesn't want to be. Because I think there was a clip online that he didn't want to be. I think he doesn't want to be compared to a Drogba type striker. But you might as well just do that because you will get goals, or at least do the front post run that all good strikers do. Aguero scores like 6-7 goals a season by doing that front post run and just lightly touching it. Doesn't even do that. So at some point you have to go. I mean, the manager doesn't think it's anyone else's fault except for his now. Same manager that was defending him before is now just turning around and goes, well, no, it's him. He has to fix up himself, basically.
Yeah, but then he's the manager. He's got to coach him, you understand? I mean, it's partly his fault as well, but he's got to do his part as the manager. That's what you're there for, to improve these players.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day,
I think it's 50-50. So
at the end of the day, if you're going to spend 100 million on the striker, you got to kind of try and play to their strengths. Even if his touch is not, you still got to give him the opportunities just in case his touch is good. It might just take that one opportunity.
I 100% agree with that.
Because at the end of the day, for him to only get 7 touches in the game, what's the rest of the team doing? Because he shouldn't be having to drop deep to get that ball.
Yeah.
That's what sometimes I feel for Ronaldo, because at the end of the day, the team around him is not good enough to feed him because he needs supply. If you supply the man, he's going to score the goals. You don't get that supply, how are you expect him to score the goals?
No idea how you drag United into this, but fine.
No, but no, to be honest, I'm just using them as an example. I'm not bad now.
No, but
it's the reality. If you look at Ronaldo, every past season he's had, he's got goals. You understand? This man can't just all of a sudden come to your team and not be any good. You understand? Or not say not be any good, but not have the same standards.
Not being the same sort of goal scoring threat. Yeah. No.
This is what I mean.
There is, like I said, for me, there is definitely. Both things can be true at the same time. He's not working hard enough, especially that last bit in the box, and the team are not playing to his strengths, right? Both can be true at the same time. And I think United have the same problem with Ronaldo. Same time though, you don't want Ronaldo coming in to try and touch the ball in midfield because he will just lose it. But
and you can also say as well, to Sean's point, he's not really the only attacker that's drowning under this manager.
That is very.
Name me another attacker of theirs that's really doing it. All their best players are the defenders and the midfielders and that.
Yep.
None of the attackers is really the guy.
But do you notice when you talk about Chelsea strikers, nobody don't ever mention Werner. Where is he?
Oh, he's ghosted.
And by the way, that's the one player, right, that out of all the strikers can't say they didn't get chances.
Oh, he had enough chances.
Because he got chances. Maybe you could turn around and said that he created some of them himself with his movement. All right, fine, you want to give that, but he's the only one that got chances out of this system.
Well,
and he's
anyway, let's quickly just let me be salty for 2 seconds and give this L. Yeah. First of all, Uncle Patrick, you're doing well. You're representing the IC3 mandem in the league. Do you know what I mean? Everyone had you down for favorites to get relegated. You know what I mean? You're hovering above it. You know what I mean? We're kind of flirting with it, flirting with the battle. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
not quite there.
Good word.
But we are flirting with the battle. Yeah. The football has been a lot better than under Hodgson. Yeah. But why? Speaking of signing strikers and not using them properly, why did we sign Edouard to be? What the hell is that? You know, why did we sign Edouard to be a left winger? He looks like he has no faith in this man in being a striker whatsoever. I've given up now because to me, it just looks like he doesn't even see him as a striker. You know what I mean? He's literally like anytime he plays, he's playing on the left. I've seen Mateta, a useless guy, bro, playing ahead of him. I mean, an absolute joke. But anyway, I'm not going to go into Palace too much because we're playing against Chelsea. I don't even think we're going to beat Chelsea anyway. But Mitchell, this useless left back, yeah. This guy is just here because he works hard. You're a man there, like, oh yeah, he's a hard worker. You know what I mean? That's how he's made it this far. Either that or his uncle is somehow in one of the Palace coaches or something. I don't know how he's made it this far, yeah. But that last goal, what he was doing for that cross here. First of all, he doesn't read the cross properly. Secondly, the way he's flailing his arms about, he could have all given a penalty anyway. If you made the only contact he's about to make with that ball is with his hand, which would have been a penalty. Absolute joke, man, defending. Sean, I beg you, dish him his L. Man like Mitchell.
Epic fail. You are one pathetic loser.
Right, but before we go to Arsenal, Sean is biased actually. Abbas is biased. Yeah, I think I'm probably the only person that can answer this without being biased.
What are you talking about? I'm going to be biased on this too.
I think I'm the only person that can answer this without being biased. Chelsea v Liverpool final. Oof.
In fact, let me even be unbiased.
I want to say,
what's the record between them this season?
I want to say on paper, I'll go with Liverpool. But Tuchel has just got this ability to pull off a result in these big games and against other big managers. He's like that one-off guy. You know what I mean? you can trust him to do something in a one-off game, but I'm still going to go. I'm going to go with Liverpool. I'm going to go with Liverpool anyway.
I want to ask 2 questions, Sean. What is the chances of you playing your full team for the final? Pretty high, or you might mix it up?
Pretty high. He'll change it up for Wednesday against Leeds. He'll play a big team. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be.
What's your record with Chelsea this season? I think you played them.
No, 2 draws, isn't it?
Yeah,
2 draws. Bloody hell! That's
the thing is, he's going to play Keller in goal, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's going to play Keller in goal because Keller's got us this far. He already said that he was going to play him in goal for the final.
Oh, what's this, man? What's right? Trying to affect my result. Nah, I'm going to go Liverpool anyway. I'm going Liverpool.
Keller's not a bad keeper, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, but you know, Alisson is like, he's not bad, but you know, Alisson is just Alisson's got that aura, bro. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and his distribution is good as well. Yeah,
I'm putting my bias hat back on. I'm still gonna pick Chelsea, but realistically, it's gonna be Liverpool. But yeah, let's just go with Chelsea.
I wouldn't be, but to be fair, I wouldn't be on it. To be that guy on the fence, I wouldn't be surprised if Tuchel pulls off another tactical masterclass. Man, he's very capable of those one-off game tactics.
I'm trying to think if Chelsea can withstand the attack, because that's what's going to be in it.
I think Liverpool are just going to have too much for them.
Yeah, especially now. Now they got edge as well, so they have the normal attack that they can pick out: Salah, Mane, Jota, Firmino. Now they have an extra.
Jota is injured. Firmino, and I think Firmino is injured as well.
Ooh,
but Diaz. We've seen what Diaz is.
Got Diaz, yeah, and
you know what I was saying initially was it was like they can have that factor of bringing Diaz off the bench or even Jota or Firmino.
Yeah, but you know who else is to come off that
out the walls beginning.
You know who else is to come off that bench? A man for the big occasions, Mr. Divock himself, mate. Yeah,
and I also think Liverpool should technically win the midfield battle this time. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, they got Thiago.
I think they will outnumber them in that midfield now. You know, with this the Thiago, Fabinho. Who is it? Thiago, Fabinho, and is it Henderson or
probably
the other kid? What's the other kid's name again?
Harvey Elliott, Curtis Jones.
Yeah. See, I mean, the options there in that midfield are pretty decent. You know what I mean? Even if they go Thiago, Fabinho, what's he called?
Don't underestimate Conte, bro.
The Conte comes with 2 man in there.
If
Conte comes on his demon time again, you know what I mean? He could count for 2 man, but
it's a final as well. Doesn't he always play better in a final as well?
But I still think Liverpool will outdo them in that midfield, and ultimately just.
To be honest,
it's going to be tight, you know.
It's going to be a tight game. I ain't going to sit here and say.
Hopefully, it's not boring.
Yeah, I ain't going to come in and say we're going to watch Chelsea. No way, bro. This is going to be a tight one, squeaky bum.
To be honest, the 2 league games were very boring and tight. You know what I mean? I know one of them, Chelsea were down to 10 men.
This would be Liverpool's first domestic cup as well if they win, innit?
So what was the Premiership?
I mean, other than the Prem, sorry.
Okay.
I said domestic cup, not domestic league cup.
Come on. Let's not start this.
I just thought, in my head, I was thinking, did I say something wrong? No, I didn't.
Anyway, man. I'll tell you, boy. What are we saying?
Yeah, we got to go for them smaller cups there. We got to get as much silverware as possible, you know?
Yeah, let's move on to Arsenal quickly, man. Decent result against who they're playing? Brentford. I mean, Brentford has been, like I said before, horrific form.
Dire.
You know, I mean, 1 draw out of 5 games, 4 losses or something like that.
Yeah, so 1 draw out of 6, 5 losses. They're in serious trouble.
Yeah, I mean, they're kind of horrific. Arsenal, I like the football they're playing, but it's ironic that Aubameyang is scoring hat tricks. And Lacazette is just looking like some loser. You know what I mean? Like, you know, up there. And they're relying on, you know, the youngsters, Smith Rowe and Saka, to put the goals in. Is that sustainable?
Nope.
I don't know.
Do you know what? No. I said it from before. I said, is it really an Aubameyang problem or is it a manager problem? Because at the end of the day, he came and changed the system. How could you have the top goal scorer come in and try and change the whole way that the man plays and change what he does best and expect him to produce what he produced before?
And this is an old player as well, so he's spent years doing what he's doing that's been working. So,
but I don't know. But the thing is, even to let him go and not getting anybody else in, I think that could cost him in the long run. No, they let him go on the money that they saved them. They paid him 350,000 a week. I would have let him go for free too.
Well, let him go free. Goals. Well, it's more to do with the beef with the thing. I know he was missing some sitters in that, but that was definitely something to do because I mean,
but it's Arteta. He wants to, in a way, he wants to like manhandle all the players, and I think that's only going to work on the young players in the beginning.
He's not getting along with the senior players.
Yeah,
he's obviously,
and you're going to need them. You see, the league is a marathon. You're going to need those senior heads in tight games and stuff like that. I don't know. Either way, I mean, they got 3 games in hand to 4th place, so They're in really good competition. Look, it is literally in their hands to win or lose, and they're on a decent.
Like I said before, the football they're playing is pretty good, though. Do you know what I mean? The general play is pretty decent. Yeah, it's just that they're missing that. You know what I mean? That reliable goal scorer. Do you know what I mean? I mean, Odegaard. I don't know if you guys saw the highlights. You know what I mean? He was playing well, but the chance that did you see the shot that he took? I'd have been vexed. You know, it's like he tried to pass it. Some soggy little.
Oh, the one that like kind of bubbled.
It's like, what is that? What did you expect to happen here? Like, the keeper's really not going to get to that shot, bro. Like that pass, actually, not a shot, the pass. Oh Lord have mercy. So you're paying for him.
Money, nah.
You're still paying for him to be playing for another.
Scoring hat tricks over there, you know.
That's some serious trust in the manager, boy. I mean, at the moment, it's looking like what's it called? But this football is so fickle, you know, because at the moment, obviously, they're looking like they should be favorites for the top 4, yeah, on form, games in hand, and all that kind of stuff, right? But things could change, and they could end up finishing 6th again. And it's like, and you're still paying for Aubameyang, and this whole feel-good vibe dissipates again. It's very flimsy, though. It is, though, because there's a kind of feel-good vibe of, oh, we're actually in the top 4 race, which we didn't expect to be in, because no one expected them to be even challenging for top 4, yeah, and that's largely mainly to your team just being rubbish. That's allowed it for it to be a top 4 race anyway. It's true, though. You know what I mean? Everyone expected them 4 teams to just comfortably be
to blow away,
to blow away everyone else. Yeah, Arsenal have seen the opportunity and they're trying to seize the opportunity, but it could easily dissipate. And then you're looking at, okay, what have you got to show for it?
The thing is, Arsenal dispatching the teams they're meant to dispatch, which is what's keeping them up there. I mean, the turning point for me is watching how, I mean, they still lost to City, but seeing the way that they played against City, they don't usually turn up against the big teams like how they did there. So it's positive signs for them. I think it'll probably be them that nail that 4th spot.
Yeah.
Man said, yeah, that would be a big disaster for you, man.
Oh my Lord! You know what? It'd be bad enough, dealing with it'd be bad enough dealing with all the actual fact that they've got 4th place. But boy, the Arsenal hate I'm going to receive. Whew.
Yeah, and you know, Arsenal fans ain't exactly the most humblest way.
They're not.
On
they're
you.
definitely not.
Yeah,
Obi, who would you say is the key man that you can't afford to get injured right now? I can't really think of.
Be Gabriel,
their keeper.
That's a good point too. The keeper.
They don't need the keeper. I know he's good, but is he going to change the whole team?
Yeah, but he's been changing them the whole season, bro.
Yeah, it'd be the keeper. Gabriel.
Actually, Gabriel. Yeah,
because who's the deputy for Gabriel? Is it
Cedric?
No, he's a right back, isn't it? Is he the Englishman? What's the Englishman?
Ben White.
Oh yeah, Ben White. I forgot about him.
No, Ben White is a starter, though, isn't it? Holding will be the one coming in. Oh Lord, yeah. That's good. That's going back to the madness. You know what I mean? That's
you're rude. You don't rate man at all.
Nah. Holding is just nah. Holding just reminds me of banter times at Arsenal. You know what I mean? Like the proper banter times. But jeez, yeah, that's all long.
We gotta talk about Brighton, innit?
Oh, just dish. What's his name? You know what? One of our favorite managers, man. Like, what's his name?
Potter.
Graham Potter, boy, plays beautiful football with random players. You know what I mean? Highly rated. But Burnley came to town, boy. Slapped them 3-0. And it could have been more as well because they missed a few chances.
Yeah,
I was surprised. I was shocked with this result.
Like, that what's his name? Weghorst, whatever his name is.
Yeah, Weghorst.
He's looking like a brilliant signing, boy. I mean, what's Chris Wood?
6 monster, bruv.
What's Chris Wood done at Newcastle so far? Really?
Absolutely nothing.
You know what I mean?
Paycheck.
They were complaining and crying about that move, but boy, they might have the last laugh on that one, boy, just on the signing side anyway. You know what I mean? But Weghorst is looking, boy, dare I say, he's looking a little bit better even than Chris Wood. He looks like technically anyway. He's got good, as they say, what's that big phrase they always say? Good feet for a big man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, he's pretty
But
decent.
he's come from the. I mean, yeah, I know there's a German tax, but he still has come. You know, come from a good place. That technically players that go in the German league are technically usually good, right? So he's got all that. Then he's got the physical attributes as well. Yes, he's a bit slow, but you know what? I do remember him spinning this guy above, spinning him in a game. So
split settings, way.
Yeah,
that's my one for the stream. But yeah, man. I mean, I don't think there's much else to say, boy.
Yeah, they missed a lot of chances as well. They weren't
losing, and not just like some lucky winners or getting outplayed. Should have even be worse than that. That's a horrible performance by Brighton, boy. So yeah.
Just in this, by the way, just in the same week that this brother was listed as one of the potential managers for United next season.
Yeah, this is it, man. This is a Graham Potter. This is his first L, boy.
Epic fail. You are one pathetic loser.
No one is above the L, boy.
Comes for you anytime.
You know what you're saying, Bastille, about Graham Potter coming to United, yeah? The only thing I would say about that, he will probably do a decent job there, but the only problem that will bring is that you won't be able to attract certain players if he came.
100%. So
we had the same problem with Rodgers.
Yeah, so the Rodgers thing for me, I'm no interest in it at all. I never thought it was that good anyway. When it comes to Potter, yes, but it's going to be one of those. He has to be a long term. He pretty much has to build the team because he won't be able to attract the big players. Like I can't see, like for instance, I can't see Man United saying, "Oh, Potter staying," and Pogba going, "Oh yeah, I want to stay to play underneath him." Can't see that. I can't see Ronaldo staying and being listening either. But I do like him as a manager. Like we've said, we've all loved him. Seeing the football he's playing with Brighton and the players that Brighton have, like he's got something there.
To be honest,
unfortunately, nowadays, the importance of man management. Can you deal with him egos? That's a question mark. I'm not saying you can't, but we haven't seen.
Yeah,
it.
Big question mark.
It's a difference because these Brighton players, so-called smaller players, they probably listen to everything he says. You know what I mean? Puts it out there. Some of these so-called big players, they think they know everything. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'd love to see him trying to tell Bruno to stay in midfield.
You know what I'm saying? Like some of these guys, man, they think they know everything. It's like, you know, unless if they respect you, sort of thing. So,
it's interesting though. I'm not. If there's anyone like, you know, in the list that was mentioned earlier, the people that are outside that list that I would go for, well, I wouldn't even count Ralph in the list, funny enough, right? He's one of those people that'll be outside that I like that can come next. For him, Ralph. That's it. And then obviously between Poch and Ten Hag, but yeah.
It is what it is. Anyway, let's move on to your low knee, boy. This is Southampton versus Everton. Another away loss.
Probably the worst bit of football I've seen from Everton. And Donny was in the middle of all that too. I mean, I feel bad because Southampton can do this to players on their day. They can do this to almost any team on their day. And today was, you know, this weekend was their day, and they were just smoking. They were well deserved of the 3 points. Probably the scoreline should have been worse. Possibly 4. Maybe they could. So, you know, it was Southampton's day. They did everything.
You were still on Lampard then?
Well, yeah. Again, was he second game or third game? A bit too early to be harsh on him, but
has he won 1 out of 3, innit? Or he's lost the away games and won the home game or something?
Yeah.
What's their last?
They're not exactly. So they're in a position where he needs to fix up because 6 games, 1 win, 5 losses. I didn't think Lampard was the right person to pick for that job anyway because he likes expansive, nice football. they're in a dogfight. They can't be doing. I don't think they can afford to do that. But you never know. We'll
Not
see.
Lampard, isn't it? Because he's an average manager, if that. But he seems to have this kind of way to attract players, in it. But that's probably because of who he is. He's Lampard.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got that pool, he's got the Lampard pool. But boy, we'll see in it. We'll see what he's saying anyway. Give him more time. I mean, at Chelsea with the young players, when he didn't have money, he done well. So maybe he needs this kind of profile of players, youngish players.
Yeah, but with the players he's got available to him, if you look at the midfield options, he's got Dele Alli, he's got Donny van de Beek, he's got Alan, Decore. He's got quite a few good midfielders there.
Why do I feel like Decore's injured?
Whether he's injured or not, he's still got him in his team.
But he's still got him. Anyway.
Although I did see Iwobi on. He will be playing.
Well, yeah, he keeps playing Iwobi. So that's a question mark right there.
What's going on there, boy?
Mate, when you're just gonna try something until the wheels fall off, I think that's what it is with Iwobi. Because I think they got bumped for that transfer. What did they get paid for it? 25 mil. They got knocked hard.
Yeah. That's the one. That's one of the one Arsenal sales that was actually smart. You know what I mean? Seem to let go of a lot of players.
You know what kills me about it? He started it. Wow, he started him. It's not like he brought him up from the bench. He started him. I don't know about that, mate.
Maybe he's still trying to get a feel of the team. That's the only way I'm gonna put it down to.
Yes, Townsend was on the bench. Gomez was on the bench. Not a surprise there. Ali was on the bench, and he had Richarlison, Calvert-Lewin, Van der Beek. Even I'm looking at this team and I'm trying to work out what was he actually thinking, because it was Iwobi, Allen, Van der Beek, Gordon, Calvert-Lewin, and Richarlison. Now Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison, they can handle the physical game, but then you're looking at Gordon, Van der Beek, Allen, Iwobi. Are they there for a battle?
A bit sourceless for me, man.
Seems too nice for me. Too nice for midfield. And yeah,
anyway, it is what it is. Let's move on, boy. Let's wrap this up. We've got the predictions there. There's another game we missed that's important. Because if I can't remember it, I don't think it's important, innit? Them ones.
It was Watford, Aston Villa. That was a shock result, I guess.
And Wolves, Leicester.
Wolves with Leicester. Wolves are sneaking up the table. Not saying they're going to get there, but, if they win the next game, 43 points.
Bruno Lage is doing the business, man. You know what I mean? But Brendan, he's lucky he's got some patient owners there, boy. Because many owners would have pulled the trigger time ago. He's very lucky.
He's got 1 win in 5.
6.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, in 6. He's got 3 losses, 2 draws, 1 win.
He's not on a good run at all.
And this is a team that almost finished 4th last season, yeah?
FA Cup winners as well.
Yeah, some of the teams that were in that top 4 and above, they've just nosedived.
Yeah, it's peak. Better be careful now, boy. If Newcastle stay in the league, that's going to be another big player for that. You know what I mean?
Newcastle on a decent bit of form as well. 3 draws, 3 wins.
Yeah, with Joe Linton, box to box Joe Linton, in the midfield and that.
I don't get
it. He looks like a better midfielder than he was a striker.
Bro, I don't get it, but he's doing his bit though. He's actually doing his bit. It doesn't make sense at all. It's like Alan Smith, isn't it? Alan Smith is from striker to midfield.
That's wild. That's actually wild. And that guy, Bruno Guimaraes, whatever he's deciding, he ain't even started. He just comes on in the 85th minute every time I've watched it anyway. It's like, bro, you spend all this money in this midfielder. You don't even play him. You're playing a striker in midfield. I'd be vexed if I was that guy.
Yeah, but you know what it is? I bet you any money. It's just that. Who's the manager's name again? Eddie Howe.
Mm.
I bet you any money. He didn't really want him. He's just been giving him, and he don't know how to use him.
Yeah, the manager's
you know what? The reason why I even know...
You know what that smells of? That smells of Pardew and Mascherano. Yeah. Remember West Ham when they got Tevez and Mascherano? Yeah. He played Tevez, but he never played Mascherano. Yeah, he did not treating Mascherano like he's a sideman, and you know what I mean? Turned out to be one of the best defensive mids out there. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because you know what, in my mind, right? Because when they bought him, I was sitting there thinking, but you got Shelby, who's going to pretty much do the same thing. sort of like deep line playmaker that gets involved in tackles. So now you're going to play them both, and then Joe Linton as the CAM, which should be. I mean,
I have to
plays
say,
them in anyway.
The couple of games I've seen them play, though, they look like a completely different team. They're actually going out there and playing. I mean, they gave West Ham a game at their own ground. Like, not the nonsense that they were doing. But they turned up to Crystal Palace and were parking the bus for 90 minutes. You know what I mean? With whoever the manager was, Steve Bruce and that. You know, fast forward a couple of months now, they're going to London Stadium and playing decent football. Like, you know what I mean? It's incredible. Eh?
Yeah,
see how they get on.
Oh yeah, you know what? I'm just looking at the midfield: Willock, Shelby, Murphy, and Joe Linton.
Even Willock had a good game. Was he playing West Ham?
Yeah.
He scored a goal, didn't
he? He was even outside the goal. He was having a good game as well.
He's really good. You know, I like him. I actually like him. I mean, yeah, he's not consistent, but sometimes I see him and I'm like, maybe Arsenal shouldn't have let go of him. But
I don't think he's Arsenal quality, but I just think he's a very good player that just got overhyped.
Yeah, that is true. The hype is too much. I mean? The hype around him.
But he makes it unfair, where it's like unfairly judged. You get what I mean? Where it's like it comes to because they overhype him so much. People's eyes rubbish because he's not obviously living up to the hype, but he's actually a good player. You know what I mean? Just not.
Just a tiny little player. He'll be a good squad member. Let's put it that way. Someone you can rely on.
I think he's done the right thing by leaving Arsenal because plenty of players you see stay at Arsenal too long. You see their career go down the pan.
True.
Theo Wilcott being one of them. Just put that out there.
What's his name? That right back. Remember him? He went to West Ham for a bit. Forget his name, man. Jenkinson.
Oh,
Jenkinson.
No, he's a waste man, bro. Because he should have left. Yeah. No, I don't rate him at all. No, I don't rate him. He was happy to sit on the bench, then go and say, "Let me go to West Ham and so I can play some football." Nah, man, you deserve everything you got, bro.
Boy, what you got? You got what's he called? You got Jack Wilshere that was in training, hoping that he would get signed, and ends up in some. Was he playing for some Danish team or something? He just signed some. I think he just signed for some unknown Scandinavian team, bro. It's gonna be out there with Oli and them, man.
Oli at the
What a calm down, boy. What a calm down. It's peak. But yeah, man. What else we got?
Fixtures, I guess.
Yeah, man. What are you saying? Midweek fixtures, yeah. Predictions. Let's do it.
Let's kick this off, boy. We got Burnley v Spurs. I'm gonna go for a 1-1.
I'm gonna go for a cheeky. Ban Burnley. I was gonna go for a Burnley winning. Nah. Fire for that. 2-0 Spurs. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm doing 2-1 Spurs still.
Right, we got Watford v Crystal Palace.
I have a bad feeling about this game, you know.
I'm still gonna give Palace a 2-1 victory.
You know what, guys? Don't embarrass yourselves, boy, because I know the Hodgenator really wants to beat us. You know what I mean? But yeah, come on, Palace, man. 2-1, let's go.
I'm gonna be a fence sitter today. 2-2.
Right, we got Liverpool v Leeds. I'm gonna go with a 3-1.
I'm going 4-1.
Fam, I'm going 4-0. You man are going to open them up. I even hate saying it, Black. You're going to open them up differently. You're going to open them up differently, bro.
Right. We have got Arsenal v Wolves.
Oh, it's a tough one, boy.
That is a tough one.
They beat them. They beat them away.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for Arsenal.
You know what?
3-2.
I'm gonna go old school
game, boy.
I'm gonna go old school 90s 1-0 to the Arsenal way.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm going for Wolves on this one. Sneaky 1-0. No. 2-1. 2-1 Wolves. 2-1 Wolves. 2-1 Wolves.
All right, and on to the last fixture, which I don't even know which way this is gonna go. We got Southampton v Norwich.
Oh, this is going one way and one way only.
Yeah, when I think about it, but you know what? Judging how if Norwich can play the way they played against us throughout the whole game, I don't know. But I'm still gonna go with a Southampton 3-0.
I would actually go with a surprise 2-1 Norwich because Southampton got this ability to just be silly in certain games. But yeah, 2-1 Norwich.
Yeah, I was solid on Southampton 3-1. I think Norwich will take the lead.
Or and capitulate,
Yep.
Mad thing. Well, Nathan is not too confident, boy.
He's a Spurs fan at heart.
Nah, you're trying to trigger him.
Whoa.
Boy.
Innit? I see you, Nath.
Yo, what are you saying? He was jumping around more than Conte, yeah?
Yeah, of course, 100%.
Mad thing. Mad thing. Well. There you have it, boy. Gamble responsibly.
When the fun stops, stop. I'm not even gonna do the next one.
Yeah. Don't do that, bro. No offense.
I can't fully remember how it went.
Nah, bro, allow it. we don't want to hear it, boy. But anyway, man, we'll catch you guys next week. Later.
Adios.